Welcome to our latest video, gamers. As we step into the exciting month of April 2024, a plethora of thrilling games are set to hit the shelves. In this video, we're going to take a deep dive into the top 10 games releasing this month that you absolutely cannot miss. Let's get started. Tales of Kenzera: Zao is an upcoming Metroidvania video game developed by Surgent Studios and published by Electronic Arts under its EA Originals label. The game is set to be released for Windows PC, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and Series S in April 2024. In Tales of Kenzera: Zao, you play as Zao, a young shaman who embarks on a poignant single-player story shaped by actor Abubakar Salim's own experience with grief. The game is about discovering how love gives us the courage to press on after devastating loss. The game features rhythmic combat, where you wield cosmic powers from the sun and the moon to defeat restless spirits, from ordinary warriors to the mighty Mpundalu or Ga Gorib. You can manipulate time and crystallize enemies using the power of the Moon Mask or launch fiery spears with the Sun Mask. The game is set in a universe inspired by Bantu tales, rich with untold lore of chaos and order, memories of ancient shamans, sacred spirits, and fascinating creatures. Sandland is an open-world action RPG based on Akira Toriyama's manga. Developed by Japan-based studio ILCA, the game is set in a desert world and follows the adventures of Beelzebub, a childlike demon, and his companions as they search for a legendary spring. The game offers a fast-paced action RPG experience, with the player able to pilot several different vehicles, including a customizable tank and a jump bot. The tank is designed for combat, while the jump bot is used for platforming areas. The game's graphics harness the power of modern PCs and consoles to render Toriyama's cartooning style in great detail. The game is a beat-for-beat recreation of the anime, making it a delightful throwback to a bygone era of anime gaming. A demo of Sandland is available for download on PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, and PC. The full game is set to launch on April 26th. Gigantic: Rampage Edition is a definitive release of the original MOBA hero shooter, Gigantic. It provides a dynamic and exciting team-based multiplayer experience. The game features a diverse roster of unique heroes, each with a set of upgradable abilities. Players team up with 4 others to control objectives and take down the opposing team's mighty guardian. The game includes 23 returning heroes and 2 new heroes, Roland and Kadger. Each hero has unique offensive and defensive capabilities, including ultimates. The game also features expansive maps, including original maps and 2 new ones, Picaro Bay and Heaven's Ward. Gigantic: Rampage Edition introduces a new game mode called Rush, which is more accessible, fast-paced, and action-packed. The original game mode Clash from the classic version of Gigantic is also available. The game supports cross-platform play between consoles and PC. The game is set to launch on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One on April 9, 2024. Topspin 2K25 is an upcoming tennis simulation game developed by 2K, set to be released on April 26, 2024, across PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, and PC. Players can travel the world as an up-and-coming pro and compete with the biggest names in tennis. The game offers online play with up to 2 players and features over 24 playable pros, including tennis legends Roger Federer and Serena Williams, as well as rising stars like Carlos Alcaraz, Iga Swiatek, and Frances Tiafoe. Players can learn from tennis legend John McEnroe at the Topspin Academy and personalize their MyPlayer with a wide range of customization options. They can also earn new coaches, fittings, and gear from various brands. The game utilizes the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller's haptic feedback. It offers various competitive modes and features vibrant courts from the 4 Grand Slam tournaments, as well as international arenas like Indian Wells, La Caja Magica, Pala Alpitour, Foro Italico, and more. Players can test their MyPlayer's mettle on the World Tour or step into the 2K Tour. Topspin 2K25 promises an authentic tennis experience with advanced controls and skill-sharpening drills. Stellar Blade is an upcoming action-adventure game developed by Shift Up and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. The game's setting is a not-too-distant future Earth, which has been ruined beyond recognition during a global invasion, leading to the expulsion of humanity from its home planet. The remnants of the decimated human race have fled to a colony in outer space. The protagonist, Eve, is a member of the 7th Airborne Squad. Eve arrives on the desolate remains of our planet with a mission to save humankind by reclaiming Earth from the Natiba, the malevolent force that has devastated Earth. The game features a highly detailed post-apocalyptic world that blends beauty and horror. It offers a thrilling slice of razor-sharp action, with players engaging in fast combat and facing epic boss encounters. The game also features a deep, unforgettable adventure with mature themes, mystery, and revelation. Exploration features wall scaling and swinging on ropes for environmental traversal. The overworld has NPCs who can provide Eve with side quests. The game utilizes the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller's haptic feedback. Manor Lords is a medieval strategy game that offers an in-depth city-building experience, large-scale tactical battles, and complex economic and social simulations. Developed by Slavic Magic, the game is technically outstanding with unparalleled level of detail. The game allows you to grow your starting village into a bustling city, manage resources and production chains, and expand your lands through conquest. The game's stunning graphics, realistic economy, and active development team make it a standout in the grand strategy genre. The building mechanics are inspired by the growth of real medieval towns and villages, where major trade routes and the landscape influenced how settlements shaped and developed. Manor Lords provides a gridless city-building experience with full freedom of placement and rotation. Grounded is a survival action-adventure video game developed by Obsidian Entertainment and published by Xbox Game Studios. The game was fully released on September 27, 2022. The Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5 versions will be released on April 16, 2024. In Grounded, the protagonist is shrunk to the size of an ant and must strive to survive in a backyard. The backyard is filled with various bugs and insects, such as spiders, bees, dust mites, ladybugs, and many more. Different insects serve different purposes in the game. Players need to consume an adequate amount of food and water, or they will lose health due to starvation or dehydration respectively. Players can also cut down grass to collect dewdrops. The game has an accessibility option for players who have arachnophobia, which allows players to decide how scary spiders are going to be in the game. As players progress in the game, they will visit new areas in the backyard. Throughout the game, players need to scavenge resources in the world in order to construct a base so as to defend themselves from hostile enemies. The resources can also be used to craft different tools, traps, and weapons such as axes, spears, and bows and arrows to defeat enemies. Freedom Planet 2 is a fast-paced 2D platformer that has been praised for its improvements over its predecessor. The game stands out for its level design, which is both fun and challenging. It features boss fights that are more fleshed out than the first game, providing a challenge for even more experienced players. The game introduces new features like a colorful map to travel in adventure mode, items and potions to equip to spec your character's stats and abilities. It also offers replayability with multiple playable characters, each with unique elements to the story. The story involves Murga, an ancient water dragon who seeks vengeance upon the descendants of those who sealed her away centuries ago. The plot layers on a lot more world building and lore to Avalice, improving the writing of the characters. Braid, Anniversary Edition is a highly anticipated remake of the famed indie hit, Braid. The game is a puzzle platformer that provides a mind-expanding, filler-free experience. The Anniversary Edition promises a number of enhancements over the original. These include improved sound, new mixes and variants of the soundtrack by Martin Stig Andersen and Hans Christian Koch, hand-repainted graphics by original artist David Hellman, and smoother in-game motion with extra animation frames. One of the unique features of this edition is the addition of more than 15 hours of commentary from Braid creator Jonathan Blow and other developers. This commentary aims to provide an in-depth understanding of the game's development and concepts. However, the commentary track is not mandatory, and players can choose to just play the game. The game also allows players to switch back and forth between the old and new Braid on the fly. Europa is an upcoming action-adventure indie game, set to be released on April 16, 2024. The game is developed by Novodust Entertainment and published by Future Friends Games. The setting of the game is the moon Europa, a lush terraformed paradise in Jupiter's shadow. The protagonist of the game is an android named Z who sets out in search of answers. The gameplay involves running, gliding, and flying across the landscape, solving mysteries in the ruins of a fallen utopia. The game also reveals the story of the last human alive. Europa is a third-person action-adventure game featuring 3D platforming mechanics and puzzle solving. It includes free-flowing movement, allowing players to go higher and reach farther distances on the map by upgrading a jetpack.